So I've had a few people ask me what I'm going to do for a gauge cluster, since putting the accurate dashboard in removes the factory gauge cluster. So this is what I did. It's a custom made gauge panel with a quick disconnect plug down here. Hold on one second, let me kill that. It's a custom gauge panel with a quick disconnect down here. So you can see, you can take that out, plug it back in. It's like a military style connector. Yeah, but here it is. It's a Intellitronix 5 gauge pod cluster. Yeah, so the kit from Intellitronix came with basically this smoked piece of acrylic and then this board here. And then these lights here for the check engine brake, which is right here, the foot brake. So I can push that. And then ABS and low oil. So these I had to add separately. The kit came with basically this board right here with this piece of acrylic. I had to find this housing. Yeah, but that's gonna be my solution. The kit does require you to change out all your sensors. So your oil sensor, your temperature sensor, you can't use the factory ones, the speed sensor. You actually have to replace the all those sensors with the Intellitronix ones. But it is worth it, for this truck, especially driving long distances and stuff like that. I definitely want to know my oil pressure, my engine temperature, if I have a check engine light, I definitely want to know all that stuff. I could use my phone, with an app for GPS speed, but it's important to know all the vitals of your engine. Another thing I did add too was this button right here for brightness, so I can make it dim or bright. It's kind of hard to tell, and the flickering is just how the camera films the LEDs. This one's flashing because the battery's a little low until I started here. But yeah, it'll do, let me see, the turn signals. It'll do the high beam indicator. Like I said, all this was built into the Intellitronix kit. I just had to add the basically the warning indicators. But let me close the door and go ahead and start it up. Yeah, there you go. You got the voltage, oil pressure, temperature. I'm trying to think what else I should mention here. Yeah, so this is an old truck. They did not come out with OBD2 until 1996, so you're not able to pull this information like you would from a modern car. Modern car you could kill that again real quick. Sorry. A modern car you could just plug in a scanner and you can get all this information. This is an old truck, so the OBD system is very primitive. So you have to kind of read directly from the sensor for stuff like this. But yeah, like I said, you do have to change out all the sensors: the speed sensor, the temperature sensor, the oil sender. You have to switch out with the Intellitronix brand one. So that's actually underneath the hood. You need to do all that stuff. Obviously for the speed, this car had cruise control, so it did have a speed signal. Unfortunately, it was not really compatible with this unit. This unit is expecting like a pulse type of signal, and the speed sensor for this car, since it has cruise control, it just was not the right signal. So you have to either switch out the sending unit on the transmission, or you have to do a GPS solution. They do sell a GPS sending unit that works with this gauge cluster for it's like $100. So those are the two options for speed. But the big thing for me was just knowing the engine temperature was a big thing. It's hot here in Florida, and if the engine's overheating, I definitely want to know about it. The last thing I have to do is figure out maybe like a magnet situation or a Velcro or something just to keep it steady up here. I could you know, remove these cameras and put it in place, but then have the cameras just kind of, you know, floating around the cabin. So I kind of want to just make it where, you know, this just attaches and then and that's it. Well, I hope this is informative, and thanks for watching.